Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name is Eric Moss. I'm a personal trainer, motivational speaker, and a modern-day strength performer. If you're unfamiliar with what a modern-day strength performer is, picture the strength performers of old, legends of the past like the mighty Adam and Alexander Zass. They would perform relay feats of strength as part of a live show. I do a similar thing, but with a modern-day twist. Some of the feats of strength I've performed in front of a live audience include things like bending steel bars, breaking chains with my chest, twisting horseshoes, rolling up frying pans, driving nails to wooden boards by hand, and even holding back a high-performance motorcycle. Now, being a modern-day strength performer and the fact that there's not a whole lot of us around these days to answer people's questions, in an effort to generate content for my YouTube channel by giving you guys what you want, I started a YouTube series called Ask Eric Moss, where I'd invite you to ask me a question by dropping it in the comments below, and then I'll try to get back to you with your very own custom video answering the question. Pretty neat, right? So this question comes from @Minaswaran, and they said, Eric, how do you advise someone for leg endurance in truck pull? I need more endurance in legs. I'm still doing the actual truck pull. What can I do in the gym to improve my conditioning? Just high rep or more sets? Thanks. I'm also pulling only with harness, no rope in front of me to grab. Thank you for asking that. Now, when I first looked at this question, I was going to tell you to pull on a sled, but it sounds like you're already doing a truck pull as part of your training, which means that you're already covering, or there's something called the law of specificity, and you're already doing that. So I would say do more of that when you can. I know that from like a logistical standpoint, pulling a truck can be kind of a pain, like weather dependent. I don't know if you have the truck or if it's a friend of yours that you're borrowing, and it depends on their availability or whatever. But if it were me, I would probably do, high repetition squats, somewhat high repetition deadlifts, and I would probably also do heavy swings. Heavy swings, but with endurance. Like heavy swings would be like 48 kilograms as an example. And building endurance that way. That would be if it were me. Lately, I tend to train more high repetitions because it is easier to program when you're far away from the max than it is to try to program at your max and try to bang your head against the wall. And in this case, it would be building that endurance. So as far as what your squats are, I haven't done the truck pull, so I don't really know what kind of resistance are on the legs, but I would probably try to do something that's like kind of similar and build up the volume before adding load. And as you get stronger, the truck pull should become easier. If you could do something in order to make the truck pull itself easier so that you could get a bit of volume under your belt and find a way of progressing that might be something worth doing. It's actually one of the nice things about the sleds is that you can adjust the load on the sleds so that when you pull it, you could start with something light and then add a bit more over time, and then all of a sudden you're able to pull things that you weren't able to do before. So I know it was kind of a non-specific answer, but part of that is because I don't have any experience doing that. But if it were me, I would probably try pulling a truck just to get an idea of what's involved, and then reverse engineer the steps in order to get there, and then work up to it so that when the time comes, you're able to pull it without issue, because failing on stage sucks. And even though it's like an inevitability that something like that will happen, like I think I said in my last video, with wrenches, some will go, some won't. Some you can't even move with a sledgehammer, so you try to avoid it when you can. But that is it for today. If you liked the content, let me know by hitting that like button. If you want to see more of this sort of thing, or you want to see the chronicles from my various performances across the country, subscribe to the channel. If you think anybody should see this, please share it with them. This YouTube thing isn't rocket science. And if you want to support the channel, do all the things that I just mentioned. That helps me get found by the algorithm. And if you want to further support the channel, you could pick up a copy of my book that chronicles my journey becoming a modern-day strength performer and the things that I've learned along the way. Plus, it's a fun read for just about anybody, whether they take an interest in this or not. At least that's what the people have told me. And you can also further support the channel by providing a super thanks. And if you provide a super thanks with a question, I'll shuttle that question to the front of the queue. Right now, I'm about 10 months behind on my questions, which is why I'm trying to get caught up and bang this out pretty quickly. But that's it for today. Please stay tuned for next time. And in the meantime, please stay happy, healthy, and strong. Eric Moss, over and out.